What's up, my friend? What's up, my friend? This is an impromptu training. This is an impromptu. I'm going to break something down for you. I hope that you're ready. I know you weren't expecting this. I wasn't expecting this, but I was thinking about it. I'm like, man, I need to share this info with my peeps in the car business. Now, I've shared some of these things from the stage at Internet Battle Plan. However, a lot of you were not there at Internet Battle Plan. So I want to share that with you now. So do me a favor, strap in. I'm going to have to run through this super fast. I have a conference call that I have to jump on in exactly 23 minutes. So I'm going to take what normally is a 45-minute presentation. I'm going to break it down into 20 minutes. It's going to change the way that you do business in your dealership, whether you're a salesperson, sales manager, GSM, general manager, whatever. I got some stuff right here that's going to be awesome. You're going to love it. So let's start off. All right, are you ready? Are you ready? I had to get you in game mode. I also had to get my phone up so I could see who's in here. What's up, Beth Lucchese? What's up, Sean Woodward, Elizabeth Cohen, John Colton Bourne? What's up, Casey Rosser, Keith Hamilton? Check it out. All right, listen. The reason I'm referring to the NFL, in case you didn't know, the NFL is worth $82 billion. You hear me? You hear that number? The NFL is worth $82 billion. They've managed to be able to build an industry, to build a business around a football, some sweaty, big giants. They've been able to do it no matter what the weather is. You've got ice and rain and snow, whatever, and they've been able to generate $82 billion by taking a pigskin, some giants, going outside and playing this game of football. $82 billion. $82 billion. Now listen, I don't know about you, but my company is not worth $82 billion at this point. It's not. Now I'm hoping to get there one day. What about you? Is your business worth $82 billion? If it's not, then this video is for you. Now, if your company's worth more than $82 billion, then you might want to hop out. You probably don't have any interest in learning what I have learned and what I believe that you can apply in your dealership, what I have learned by watching the NFL. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Glenn Lundy. I like to study success. I study successful businesses and find ways that I can implement those in my own business and teach other people to implement them in theirs. So today we're going to study the NFL, this $82 billion industry. Whether you like the NFL, whether you like sports, you don't like sports, none of that matters. What matters is that they clearly have an equation that works, right? So let's dig in. Let's do some investigative work. Like, how has the NFL managed to take football's giants outside in any weather and create an $82 billion industry? Well, let me tell you how they did it. First, they have players, right? They have players with personalities. Right? They have players with backstories, right? They have players, faces, people that we can connect with from all over the place. People from different backgrounds, people of different ethnicities. There's a whole hodgepodge. You've got young players, you've got old players. They have the whole gambit. They have this whole mix of players. So that's clearly one ingredient to how they built an $82 billion industry. Is they have players. Ingredient number one, if you're taking notes. Ingredient number two, they have games. Games that include competition where whether you're rooting for one team or the other team, you're still watching. It's a big event. Tens, hundreds of thousands of people gather. It can be raining. It can be snowing. It doesn't matter. The people show up to watch the game. That's the event. They want to see what's going on. What's all the buzz? What's all the noise, right? So as we're doing detective work into the NFL, we see that they have players. and they have games, events, places where people can gather. All right. Now, what else does the NFL have as we dig in and figure out how they made this $82 billion industry? Is they have media. Clearly, right? They've got camera people all over the place. You see the behind the scenes. You see in the locker room. You see it from the field. They have these big cones where you can hear the words that they're using on the field. You can hear the impacts. You can hear the crunches. They've got commercials on TV right now. You see Patrick Mahomes everywhere. That dude's blowing it up, right? So they have media. They have players. They have events. They have media. What else do they have? The NFL has outreach. They have outreach programs where they go out. You see it all the time. You see the big football player and he's with the kids, or maybe he's feeding the homeless, or so on and so forth. The NFL gives back, right? So they have outreach. They have players, they have events, they have media, they have outreach. And then they also have a way for you to get in the game. They have these little punt, pass, kick competitions. They have things where they pull people out of the crowd. They have things where they pick a section in the stadium and they give away pizzas. They have the Hall of Fame. They have the draft that you can attend. They have ways for you to get field passes and show up on the ground. They have training camps that you can be a part of, right? They have ways for you to get involved and get in the game. So, let's review. The NFL, $82 billion. They have players, they have events, they have media, they have outreach programs, and they have ways for you to get in the game. Now, you're probably going, okay, what the heck does all that have to do with me selling more cars? Right? Well, before I could get to that, I kind of had to break down the structure. That's what I do. I break it down. I say what works. How did it work? How did they do it? How can we apply it in our lives? So, they put all of these things together, the players, the games, the media, the outreach, and the ways for you to get in the game. They put them all together, and what they ended up creating, raving fans, right? If you know my friend Jonathan Dawson, he talks about raving fans. So they ended up creating raving fans, like literally people that will go to a game in a swimsuit when it's snowing. They will paint their faces black and silver and gold and black. You've got women that maybe do or don't like the sport at all, but they still rock the jerseys. They have a team. They've created raving fans that will do all kinds of crazy things to support their team. Now, let's be honest. I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to be honest with me. Drop it in the comments. Do you have a jersey or a t-shirt for some type of team in your closet? Do you have a jersey or a t-shirt for some type of sports team in your closet? The answer to that question, and I don't have tons of time because I do have to jump on this call, so we have to scroll through this. So there's kind of a delay on Facebook, so I can't quite see your answers yet. Ricardo Gerard says several. Brandon Randolph says he's wearing one right now. Mike Hubbard says yes, right? John Coltonborn says yes. He's got Jack Lambert. Casey Rossiter, yes. Beth Lucchese, yes, sir. She's got Major League Baseball. Rick Berman has several. Elizabeth Cohen says creating raving fans, yes. So pretty much everybody, it's safe to say, has a shirt or a jersey of some sort representing some team in their closet. Now, my second question would be, do you play that sport? That jersey that you have in the closet? That t-shirt that you're wearing, do you actually play that sport? Typically, the answer is no. No, we don't play the sport, but we like to watch the sport. We like to watch the players. We feel like we're a part of the team. So we have become raving fans, whether we actually play the sport or not, or have ever played the sport, because they've done a phenomenal job of tapping into that hometown, I want to be a part of something bigger than myself mentality that we all have. Right, Terry LaPierre? Right? Yes, I've seen your man cave, Casey. I love it, right? So, listen, okay, so they've built all this, they've created raving fans. Now, back in the day, when the NFL before technology, right? We've got all this technology now. We have social media, we have phones, we have cameras, we have the ability to create studios, we have microphones, we have lighting, we have all of these things that used to be incredibly expensive back in the day, but now today they're fairly affordable, right? Most people have access to a camera at this point in their life. Most people have access, most people can afford the things that back in the day only someone like the NFL could afford. You see, the NFL had the big cameras. They got the boom cam that hangs down on the wire, right? You used to have a ton of money in order to be able to capture media. And nowadays we can do it all with a cell phone. It's amazing. Google Pixel, by the way, is the most incredible phone for pictures. That new iPhone, though, does a phenomenal job on video. I have to admit, I'm a big Google fan. But listen, we pretty much all have access to this stuff today, which we didn't used to. So let's go back real quick. Let's revert. Okay, I want you to imagine in your dealership, what's up, Mike Overfelt? I want you to imagine that your dealership had millions of fans. Millions. People traveling from all over, from other states, from other cities, from other counties. Imagine that your dealership had people that were buying your brand, not Chevy's brand, not Honda's brand, not Nissan's brand, but they were buying your brand, right? Just imagine what that would look like if there were millions of fans traveling, buying your brand. Imagine if you had millions of people, you had this brand that was creating like raving fans where everybody's talking about you, they're wearing your jersey, so on and so forth. Imagine the way that you would be able to recruit, right? You'd be able to recruit incredible people. You could make trades. You could trade out the dude that's not so good, and you could bring in the girl that's freaking powerful and amazing, right? Imagine what that would look like. And imagine the testimonials that would roll in from your fans, the ones that are wearing your jerseys, when you serve them the way that only you know how. Because you and I both know that you offer incredible service in your dealership. I know that about you. If you're on my page, you're following me, you offer incredible service. I know that. So if you had millions of people coming in, imagine the testimonials that they would share, right? Wouldn't that be fantastic? It'd be fantastic. We'd all be like riding high if we had millions of customers walking in the door every single day. It'd be a dream come true. Well, I'm here to tell you today, right now, October 8th, 2019, you have all of the ingredients required to be able to build just like the NFL did, and to be able to build a following, a massive following of raving fans that will travel, that will give you the testimonies. You have every ingredient you need to make that happen. And I'm going to prove it to you right now. You might be like, no way, dude, I don't have all the ingredients. And I'm here to tell you, you have every single ingredient that the NFL has. You do. They were able to build their company to 82 billion. How far can you build yours? Let me break it down to you. You have players. The NFL has players. You have players. People with big personalities. People that are attractive in nature. They have energy. They have spirit. Your dealership is filled with incredible players. You know them. As soon as you look around and you think, okay, who on my floor has an amazing personality, is over the top, has awesome abilities, is all in it, is willing to go all in for our team. I know you have players on your team. I know you do. This is the car business. We hire the craziest characters in the world. You don't have to have a degree. You don't have to go to school. You just got to have a mouthpiece. If you've got a mouthpiece and a little bit of sense to you, you can go out and sell a car. So the industry is filled with players. It's filled with personalities that people could be drawn to, that they attract to, that they could connect with. They exist everywhere. So you have players. You also have events. You have big events that are going on all throughout the year. You have different holidays that can be turned into events. You have the launch of a new product that can be turned into events. You basically have games, right? The NFL has a game that draws all kinds of people in. You have events that could draw people in. When that new Corvette comes out in your showroom, if you're a Chevy dealer, you should be having an event where people can gather and come see that thing. When it's a holiday sale, have an event where people can gather, roast some hot dogs, do all that stuff, bring the people in. Dude, you spend millions of dollars on these facilities. You dealers are crazy with your facilities, man. You spend millions of dollars on these facilities, and then you don't invite anybody in to see them. Are you kidding me? Invite people into your dealership, not just to sell them a car. Make it the place to be. Make it the place to go. So you have players. You have events. You also have media. Right? The NFL's got media. They got their cameras. They got NFL films. They've got the NFL network. You have media nowadays too. You've got it all, man. You've got access to the radio. You've got things that you can do in social media with Facebook and Instagram and all the different places. You have ways of posting pictures and using hashtags. You have money that you spend on Google and AdWords. You still have traditional marketing, TV, all of that stuff. And people are like, Glenn, what do you mean TV? We don't advertise on TV anymore. Have you watched TV lately? 93% of Americans still watch TV at some point. It might be a live event like a football game. It might be late at night right before they go to bed. It might be the news. People still watch TV, dude. It's not like it used to be. Don't get me wrong. And it's way more cost effective to advertise on social media. Way more cost effective. So I get why we're transferring all our dollars to digital. That makes sense. However, don't leave out a piece of the puzzle if you don't have to. There are still people that watch television. So you have media. You have all these different media opportunities that we never had at our disposal before. You have more than ever. So with that said, the NFL has players, events, media. You have players, events, media. The NFL also has outreach. And don't tell me you don't have any outreach. Are you kidding me? Auto dealers are some of the most generous people on the planet. As I travel around from dealer to dealer to dealer, I am blown away about how often and how much dealers give back and pour into their communities. They support the local baseball teams. They do the breast cancer awareness thing that everybody's doing right now in the auto industry. Like, it's crazy the outpouring of dollars that the auto industry generates into their communities. However, nobody knows it because you guys don't talk about it. Or if you do talk about it, it's a picture of the owner holding a check with some little old lady and saying, oh, we gave money. And then people are like, yeah, of course you did. You're the big bad dealer. Look, man, I got to tell you, we got to get away from that. There's some other strategies I can share with you on how to do that much more effectively. But we only have 6 minutes and then I got to jump on a call. So you have players, you have events, you have media, you have outreach, and then you have tons of ways for people to get in the game, right? The NFL makes sure that people feel like they can be a part of the experience. You have the ability to do that too. You can do giveaways, you can give away, cars, you can give away TVs, you can do all types of things to get involvement from your community. Easy to do. And I do have to race through these, so I'm going to go super quick. So listen, I told you had all of the ingredients. It's what I told you. I said you have all of the ingredients that the NFL has. The NFL has done 82 billion. What have you done with your store? Are you doing 82 billion? No. Okay. But you have all of the ingredients. So you're probably like, okay, Glenn, that's great. So what do we do? Listen, here's what I need you to do. I need you to create rock stars that sell cars. I'm going to break this down in 5 minutes. That's all I got. I'm going to break this down in 5 minutes. Rock stars that sell cars. Okay, you're like, Glenn, how do I do that? Check this out. Listen, I need you to start sharing like the NFL does. You see, the NFL does a couple things. They have a scoreboard so you can see what the score is, which gets you engaged. They have stat lines that you can follow, which gets you more engaged. You want either a team to win or a team to lose. They have things like fantasy football where we dig into stats. They have all of these programs that are built around stats. It's all about stats, bios, accolades, highlights. Stats, bios, accolades, highlights. You need to do that for your dealership. I want to see your stats, your bios, your accolades, your highlights. How are you performing? What are you doing? Are you winning? Are you losing? Who's the best players on your team? Who's the MVP? Give me a reason to follow you and get engaged with you. Show me these things. Show me the things that I don't know about you that make you better. Get me engaged. When I was running the dealership there in Paris, Kentucky, we showed stats and bios, top players, where we were at, how many new, how many used. We showed it consistently, and people began to follow. Now, we also had to make sure to highlight our players. We highlighted all of the players on our team. When I say highlight your players, I don't want you to post a picture and be like, oh yeah, John's cool. Come buy a car from him. Ha ha ha, I'm the car guy. Stop it, dude. Give me a real bio. Like, tell me a little bit about the person. Who are they in nature? Who are they as a human being? Not as a salesperson. Who are they as a human? Why do I want to connect with them? Why do I want to relate to them? Why should I travel and be a fan of them? Why do I want to root for them? I would always post my team, man. Highlight your team, highlight your players. This one right here, Zach's been with us for 3.5, he says, years now, and what an impact he's made on this place. Recruited by his dad, Zach spent most of his childhood in and out of the dealership, but no one could have guessed those interactions would help him become the giant powerhouse that he is, right? Tell the stories of your players so that you can make them rock stars that sells cars. Now, listen, game time. We talked about that, right? We talked about that. You've got players. We have events. Game time, I need you to start inviting people into your dealership. Multi-million-dollar facility. It's empty half the time. Makes no sense. If you have a conference room, let the community use it. Let them use it if you have a conference room. Do anything you can to invite people into your gorgeous facility that you have, and you will find when you do so, that more and more people will want to do business with you. They will attach with you. They will start to grab your jersey and wear it, not necessarily physically, but metaphorically. Now, as far as media, obviously you got to dig in. I want you to change the way you look at media. You see, in your social media, it's important. Every single day, you got to do 2 posts a day. I want you to spend more time on organic posts than you do on your paid. Everybody's spending money on paid advertisement, but there is so much growth that you can have in your dealership if you would spend more time on organic. Now listen, you need to post in 4 categories. Nobody just wants to see a customer in a car, a customer in a car, a customer in a car, a customer in a car. Show me you're a professional, you're personal. Post some things that are purposeful, that make me feel something, make me laugh, make me cry. Do a poll. Ask me a question so I can respond, right? Then on your standard media, make sure you're getting reviews, testimonials, make sure you're branding, get creative, and have fun. Listen, they have games, or they have players, they have games, they have media, they have outreach programs. I want you to highlight your outreach programs. Now, I've got to tell you something about your outreach. If you're an owner of a dealership and you're standing there with a check, it's not very valuable. It doesn't tell the story. It makes you look like the hero, and we don't want you to be the hero because you're the bad boy dealer. So what I need you to do when you highlight your outreach is actually highlight the person that you're outreaching to. Tell their story, not yours. When you tell their story and make them the hero and you take a back seat, that's when we gain respect, and that's how you gain influence. Make them the hero in your outreach programs. Have other people in the picture, not you front and center. You're in the back. They're front and center. Watch what happens. It's absolutely incredible. Listen, oh my gosh, I'm running out of time. I need you to make sure that you're involving the community, right? The NFL involves the community. Make sure that they can get in. I want you to involve the community as well. And I'm going to have to wrap this up because I got to jump on this call. Listen, last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to hop off on here. Last thing I'm going to say is I need you to train your professionals. The NFL trains their professionals, right? Every single day, these guys are practicing every single day. It doesn't matter if you've been in the league for 1 year or 10 years or 20 years or 30 years. Nobody's been there for 30 years, but maybe Tom Brady, no, 20 years. But no matter what, they train. They train every single day to get the muscles, to get strong, to get better. Every single day. Your players, the players you have on your team, need to be training every single day. They have to get stronger. You have to have a standard of excellence that you expect from them every single day. You would never in a million years take an NFL player and say, all right, cool, man, you're on the team now. Go figure it out. Hey, man, just go run some routes out there, dude. Like shadow that other guy. Just go shadow Amari Cooper. He'll teach you how to run a route. No, heck no. You train. You train. You train. They're professionals. Dude, train your stinking people. Are you kidding me? Train your people. Set the standards. Do what's fair. What's fair is to train your people every single day. That's what's fair. And I want you to expect more out of your people and demand less. Here's what I mean by that. When you expect more out of them, then you give them everything they need to reach that point. When you just demand, if I demand you to do something, I'm like, bro, how am I supposed to do that? You didn't give me the tools I need to win. When you expect more out of your people, that means you have to take responsibility and give them the tools they need to win. Listen, I got to get out of here because I got to jump on this call. But listen, all these old ways of doing business are out. I'm telling you, no more old ways, no more iron curtains. I want you to create rock stars that sell cars. Let them go out and win the game for you. Now, if you want some more training like this, I have put together something called the 800% Club, and I do still have 4 spots. I've got 4 spots left where we're going to be training every single week over the next 12 months. It's 20 dealers total. I have 4 left. We're going to meet up 3 times a year, and then we're also going to be doing a lot of online training, virtual training, so on and so forth, so I can help you move the needle in your dealership. But that wasn't the point of the webinar, but I do want you to know that that's out there. I hope you learned something. I hope you took notes. I hope you go back to your dealership and you apply it today. I need to get on the phone with my boy. Have an incredible day. Appreciate you guys tuning in. You are a rock star that sells cars. In here, we just got to bring it out. Bring it out. Extract it. Have an incredible day. See ya. Hold on, wait. Just kidding. See ya.